Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this live stream tonight. And for those of you who will watch the replay, I am Dr. Jessica Chung, Doctor of Nursing Practice and Board Certified Family Nurse Practitioner. And I am the founder of JC Healthcare and Associates and International Business Association for Nurses, where we help nursing and healthcare professionals become entrepreneurs. And I am excited because we have one of our very own a student of IBAN, and she is here. She's going to share her story. She's going to tell us about her journey, and hopefully that will motivate a lot of you in regards to the process of starting up your practice. And we're going to talk about, specifically, we're going to also talk to her about IV hydration services, which she offers in her practice. So we have tonight Joy Ikenga from St. Louis, Missouri. She is a family nurse practitioner and soon to be doctor of nursing
Lord.
practice coming up very soon. And she is the CEO and founder of Enjoy Healthcare and Wellness in St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you, Joy, for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your career, and what led you to wanting to start your own practice.
Okay, sure. So I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I am a family nurse practitioner. I finished school in 2018, and it was hard for me to find a job. I think like many people around that time, and maybe some people that are coming out now, child, because I don't know.
Right.
And so when I first started, I actually was locum. So I'm technically a locum hospitalist nurse practitioner for adult medicine.
Okay.
I kind of got that role because that's where I did some of my hours at. And I just couldn't find a full time job. Now, mind you, technically, my full time job was as an assistant teaching professor for a university here, but I wanted to practice full time. I love cardiology. That was my background as a bedside nurse. So I love everything about cardiology. I love the heart. And I have been seeking a full time position somewhere. I finally got offered a full time position and started working, and it just wasn't what I envisioned it to be.
Hmm.
The people were great. The organization is actually great, and I actually refer my patients to them. But it just wasn't how I saw myself functioning as a nurse practitioner.
Got it.
And I actually, was talking to a really good friend who I tell her she's the catalyst for all of this. She heard me kind of crying one day and was like, Joy, like, I don't know why you talking like this. You're so smart. You have all this experience, this, and that. And she said, I don't
Mhm.
know why you just don't open your own business. And
Wow.
it's just like when people talk about like your steps being ordered, I kid you not. I feel like my steps were ordered. Um,
Amen.
Later on, I don't know when, maybe sometime on Facebook, I saw Dr. Chung's course, private practice startup course, and it was when you were having like an intro webinar or something like that, where you can
Hmm.
kind of preview it for free. And I went to that and listened, and I was just blown away by some of the facts that you were giving, like how much like nurse practitioners contribute to a practice versus how much we actually get paid and so on, and just the autonomy. And I just remember being like jittery, like I don't know how else to explain it. Like I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna really do this
It was
because
like an excitement.
it definitely was. And so I joined shortly thereafter. And it was definitely an investment in myself and in what I envisioned for myself with regards to my role as a nurse practitioner. So I took the private practice startup course like the spring of 2022.
Hmm.
And it was amazing. Listen, some people, I'll tell people like my journey and everything and like that. They'll be like, "Oh, you know you could have found some of this stuff on your own." I'm like, "Listen, like you don't understand like the comfort that
Yeah.
comes from like talking and being led by someone who's actually done it,
Right.
someone who really is like invested in your success, and just like the way that you structured the program, you laid it out step by step, week by week. Like, I don't ever feel like I felt overwhelmed. Like, of course I was scared,
Right.
but
Right.
like,
Which is normal.
right. But like everything was just organized so well, in my
Yeah.
opinion. From, I didn't even think like, oh, you got to make sure your name's not taken. Like, just little things that like novices would not know to do, or at least me.
Right.
I could put myself out there, but
Yeah.
everything was just so organized, so organized, so easy to follow, week by week by week. And it was a 12-week startup course. I don't know if that has changed, but basically by the end of the 12 weeks, you will have been equipped with the knowledge and contacts, because we got some of those too, especially like with regards to like vendors and lab services and stuff like that, and choosing like your EMR, whatever like that. Like, truly, by the end of the 12 weeks, if you were ready, you definitely could start your practice. And that's kind of how it went for me. I started shortly after the 12 weeks because I had to find a collaborating physician, because that's required in Missouri.
Hmm.
And I used her services too. I used like everything. Like, you don't know, like I be talking you up, and I've been
Thank
referring you.
you.
I know you don't know it,
Thank
but
you.
I have. Well, now
I
you do know
appreciate
it.
it. I
Yes, but
do.
yeah, so you assist with finding your collaborating physician if we need that. You also had a service where you help with credentialing
Yeah.
for those who were in the course. So I took advantage of all of that. But everything was just seamless for me and invaluable. Sometimes people may get a little sticker shock for some items, but you have to remember that you're investing in yourself, and
Right.
honestly, you really shouldn't put a price on that.
That is
um
so true.
yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
So where I am now, so I opened my practice officially. I had like a launch party in October of 2022. And
Ooh.
so I am, yeah, thank you. So yeah, so I am almost coming up on 3 years, which is kind of crazy
Awesome.
to say, man. Yeah. And it's been good.
Yeah.
Continuing to grow year by year. Um, Adding services, like the IV hydration. That was not my initial intent when I opened up the private practice. I just knew that I wanted to do my own thing, and
Right.
what I knew was patient care. So my intent when I opened up my practice was to do, in office and possibly house calls,
Mm-hmm.
um, serving mainly the adult population, because like I said, I'm an adult hospitalist nurse practitioner,
Yeah.
so that's very comfortable for me. I have expanded some of my services, added on as time went on. I do some med spa stuff, like with regards to the weight loss and the IV hydration.
Okay.
um, but yeah, everything is going very well in my opinion. I cannot complain. um, I've took a lot of your advice with regards to finding office space. Like, I know you were like, oh, maybe check out like a chiropractor's place or something
Yes.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I got lucky. One of my good buddies, she owned a home health agency, and she had
Okay.
an extra office. So
Awesome.
yeah, I got lucky with
Yeah,
that. And
it works
then
out,
it
I
really
tell people
did.
that's something I still tell people to this day, find someone who has extra office space and ask them, can you rent a room? Trust me, they would love the extra income.
Mhm. Yep, it really did work out. And also, starting small is perfectly fine.
Right.
I literally had a room, a desk, and two chairs. So I didn't even
Yep.
have like my exam bed or anything like that. But I grew out of that space, thank the Lord, and got a little bit bigger suite where I do have an exam table and everything like that, and some
Yep.
more room. I am prayerfully hoping to expand again, hopefully this summer. Um, but things are going well, and like I said, all the advice that you gave during the course, I have literally been trying to implement it little by little where I can.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. That is, I'm so excited. And I, just so everybody know, I purposely told Joy not to tell me everything. You know, I haven't really spoke. I haven't even just our, like, when we do our live sessions, actually gotten an update from you in a long time.
Hmm.
So all of this is music to my ears to hear how well you're doing. And you know, even, and you said something so important. Even though you were scared, there was just, you know, you were excited to go forward and move forward and do it. And that's just amazing, because so many people, including myself, I was scared. And there was no, obviously there was no IBAN, there was just me trying to figure it out, and I was scared, didn't know what to do. And it is definitely a scary process, but yet it's so rewarding when you reach each step, and you are able to cross off those things on your checklist and get those things done. So tell me, or share with us, once you actually launched your practice, can you share what was your process, or what was the experience in marketing your services, especially when it comes to the aesthetics and IV hydration? How were you able to either get your current patients to explore these new services now that you were offering, and also getting new patients
Hmm.
to book appointments for those services?
Sure. So I will admit I am not the best with marketing.
Right.
um,
It's no joke.
yeah, it is no joke, and I will honestly say word of mouth is my bread and butter right now.
Mm-hmm.
So with regards to marketing, I have tried some like Facebook ads. There's a really nice print shop in the area where I make like these 4x6, cards that you can leave at
Right.
businesses or something like
Mm-hmm.
that for the services. But honestly, the best thing for me is good patient experiences, and they tell somebody, they tell somebody, they tell
Right.
somebody.
So word of mouth,
Yeah,
word of mouth. And that
legit.
is truly like, it costs nothing, and it really is the best strategy when it comes to marketing is word of mouth. Someone telling someone, getting people to leave those reviews on Google. And really that's the best way to get new patients. So going more into your aesthetics and IV hydration services, can you tell us more about the services that you offer?
Sure. So with regards to the aesthetics slash IV hydration, I'm not sure if weight loss goes into
You know,
aesthetics.
it all goes into the wellness. So
Okay,
that's,
yeah.
yeah,
So more
yeah, it all
wellness,
goes
yeah.
into wellness. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I do offer the weight loss medications through the compounding pharmacies. That one does really well in my business. Like I said, most of this is really word of mouth. Another thing that I would like to point out is that people really love that they can reach you in a timely manner.
Right.
It's that they don't have to wait weeks and weeks to get an appointment.
Yeah.
So I am still kind of new, so I do still try to be quite flexible with patients when they're trying to book with me. So
Mm-hmm.
I might offer like some weekend hours or something like that, or some
Absolutely.
evening, after normal business hours, stuff like that. Um, but that does really well for me. And the IV hydration is starting to do well for me. Some of that kind of goes in seasons, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it still does pretty well for me. One of the things that I do want to kind of lean into more this year that I have time since I don't have to be in school anymore. I
Yeah.
do want to do more marketing. So I have a buddy who's like a photographer and stuff like that. So we're going to plan some stuff out. And then
Okay.
I'm really big in like a cycling community here. So I
Okay.
do think that there are some opportunities with some of the events that we have in town to partner or be a vendor for some of these events with regards to the IV hydration.
Mm-hmm.
But I offer with regards to the IV hydration. I'm not sure if people are familiar with it, so I don't want to say I offer like the standard services. But I did, through your course, I think we went through, was it Empower Pharmacy or
Well, there's a couple that I definitely recommend.
okay.
Olympia,
Yeah, I think it was
Empower. There's,
Olympia.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they kind of give you kind of like a basic rundown of some IV hydration cocktail that
Right.
you can offer. But mainly, I kind of offer like three standard ones, and then if I have a consultation with somebody and I can like fill out what else they might want, I do that. But I think always like a go-to, just like basic IV hydration, just like your normal
Yeah.
saline is good. The like energy drip, so lots of B
Mm-hmm.
vitamins and those things. That's good for people who
Yes.
feel like they have low energy. It's good for
Yep.
my athletes, good for my cyclists, and then also the like immunity booster or immunity drip.
Yeah.
So those are kind of like my core three. And then you can offer some of the vitamin injections or the
Right.
shots. People might call
Mm-hmm.
it like that, or boosters or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the immune booster shot, the B12, and I think those five IV slash injectables. Those are the ones that are kind of my go to right now.
Yeah. And I like that you said the core three because that's something I talked about a lot. And I tell you guys, don't overdo it. Don't go out
That
there
part.
and offer this expansive menu of services and
Mhm.
you're buying all of this supply and then next thing you know things are expiring on
Right.
you and you have too many options to offer the patients and start with like Joy just said those core three. Find those
Mhm.
three IV trips, those three aesthetic services, or whatever it is. Find those core services that you know that you want to offer your target audience, and you want to be the expert in those services. Just like you said, you're very involved in the cycling community, so that's your niche. That's the fitness enthusiast and the cycling community, and you know what they need. You know what type of drip. You know, okay, something for energy would be good. Something to probably has some electrolytes. Something that they would need that maybe I would treat with for like chronic fatigue wouldn't need. So you want to hone in on your target audience, find a niche, find a specific group of people that you can offer service to, and you don't have to worry about okay, well, all of these clinics and places offer IV hydration. What's going to allow me to be successful? And you don't have to worry about that if you find your target audience. Find those specific people that are looking for your services and that need your services. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that because that's something definitely I talk a lot about.
Yeah.
And so it really helps you to narrow down your marketing, you staying focused. And I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't treat other people, but I'm sure it helps you being in the cycling community because people always want medical advice, right? And so people, I'm pretty sure they're like asking you questions and probably saying, "Hey, do those drips really work?" And
Yeah.
things like I get, that's a question that comes up a lot. And I'm here to say I'm a fan of the Myers cocktail personally, for many different reasons. But typically, if I am sick, I will get a Myers cocktail. So that's the one I personally like. But there's something for everyone as far as when it comes to IV hydration and wellness. And IV hydration is not for if you're sick only. It's not just
Right.
a sick or a cure for illness. It's to maintain health as well. So
Right.
wellness, and you can add those services even if you're not focusing on sick care or chronic care. You can also offer IV hydration services for wellness services as well. Awesome. All right. So Joy, what are your plans for the future? Where do you
Man.
foresee Enjoy Healthcare and Wellness going, expanding? What do you see? Let's say by the end of 2025 for you.
Yeah, yo, listen, for real, my plan is to blow up. I'm not even playing
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I said, I'll be done with my doctorate in May, and I just feel like, honestly, I feel like I've been keeping the lid on things because,
Yeah.
like, I've been getting more patients, and I was actually talking to a good friend of mine. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna really have to like make a decision on, am I gonna leave my, comfortable
You're
comfortable
comfy.
job
Yeah. Yeah.
and really pour into this, which I do want to, but it's scary, let's be
It
honest.
is.
They shaking things up in this economy right now, so
Right.
you really do have to, consider these things. But
Right.
I do plan on pouring more into my business. Like I said, actually
Hmm.
trying to do some marketing. I'm gonna do it. I know. I really am going to try and do it. No, I'm not going to try and do it. I am doing it.
You
I was
will
actually
do it.
texting my
Yes.
friend today. I was like, yo, we
Yes.
got to sit down and try to plan some of this out. But I do plan to expand, like I said, hopefully looking for um, bigger office space. Right now, I'm just in a larger suite, but I would like office space with multiple rooms and hopefully like
Absolutely.
a space for just my own where I could offer, more of the medical services in one spot, more of my wellness, IV hydration stuff in another spot. Um, yeah, just growth. That's where I
Growth.
see myself by the end of this year. Um, maybe possibly getting into maybe like a little business to business type of endeavor.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
you put me onto that before too, and I did have a little bit of that going with there's this CDL place not too far from me, and I
Hmm.
walked in there trying to get business, dropped off my flyers,
Let's
and
talk
she was
about that.
cool.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Yeah. So let because I again that's something else I stress. Just doing some regular face to face, walking into places, setting up meetings, marketing that old school. Let me drop this off. Let me go meet the office manager. Tell me
yeah.
how did that work out for you, and what were the services that you offered?
Yeah, sure. So like I said, I was newer, I'm still kind of new, I feel like it, but I was newly open and I'm like, yo, I need to get some business. And I just remember like what you said, think about some of the other businesses in your area that you could possibly offer
Yeah.
services to. And
Hmm.
so I did get my what do you call it? My medical examiner license, to do the DOT
DOT
physicals and
physicals.
stuff like
Hmm.
that. So I saw this place and I walked in there, dropped off some flyers, talked to the lady. She was super nice, super cool. And she was like, okay. And then not long after, she was like, hey Joy, I got some patients for you. Hey Joy, I got some people
Look,
that need some physicals. And I was like, cool. And
just like
so yeah,
that.
and I think maybe she had a grant or something like that, but whatever. But since she was sending me her people, I had a nice little relationship with her to make sure that the patients that were sent from her got a nice little discount, and that's how we kept it going. So I'm still
Absolutely.
always on the lookout of like, ooh, who can I who can I partner with
Who can you
next?
partner with? Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Because
yeah.
no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because, people need our services as prescribers, as people
Yes.
who can
Yes.
diagnose those things. And I think, like I said earlier, like people like the convenience, like they like that they can get a hold of you and they can get in
Right.
without having to sit through whatever line at Concentra or something like
Yep.
that. Like it's
Hmm.
just like that goes a really long way, in my opinion.
Yes, and just to think, it may start out just as a DOT physical, but
Hmm.
as you know, they could go into needing treatment for high blood pressure
Yep.
or diabetes
Hmm.
or just anything. And then
Yep.
then that one appointment turns into or can turn into a long-term patient.
Correct.
So that's amazing that
Hmm.
you were able to make those connections out in the community to grow your business. And a lot of people get stuck on the thought of thinking we have to run like do Facebook ads or Google ads to get business, which there's a time and a place for paid
Hmm.
ads, but there's also a lot of organic low cost or free ways that you can market your services. Like for you, it costs you nothing but to print some material
Yep.
and your time, talking, going out there and talking to someone. And that's really, the ways in which you can grow your practice. So definitely that's awesome
Thank you.
that you are doing so well.
Thanks.
And so what I would like to ask is going back to joy in early 2022 or even back to 2021, um, and where you were, and maybe you joined one of my webinars and you decided to take that plunge and to join now. What is some advice that you would that you want to share with someone who is also in a position where, or a place where they're wanting to do something, they're wanting to start a practice, but they really don't know if they should do it. They don't know if they should take that leap of faith. And so, what is some words of advice that you would have?
So words of advice is really make sure that you are doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make sure that it's something that you want to do, because as I'm sure a lot of people know, businesses can have seasons, so it can be up, it
Yeah,
can be down, so you really do have to plan. What is
right.
this going to look like for you? Is this
Yeah.
something where you're going to start it and grow it, but you're still going to have, maybe like a part-time job or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
because businesses have expenses and so on.
Right. Right.
um, but I think the biggest thing that couple things I would say is make sure that, invest in yourself. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. And it's okay if somebody else isn't doing it. Let me say it like that, because what I've learned is that not everybody wants to do it, but everybody don't do it. And
That's true.
so that you are set apart from some individuals just in that regard,
Yeah.
because you choose to take that step forward.
Yes.
So one of the things you really have to be, have a strong sense of self,
Yes.
because there will be a lot of times where it's just you talking to you. Big up yourself.
Yep.
It's
You
just gonna
having
be
a
you big
one
up in
team
yourself.
member meeting. Yes,
Exactly.
a one staff member meeting. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So make sure that you're comfortable with that. And then
Yeah.
also, like my one friend, she's all like, Joy, you always acting so scared. I'm like, yeah, I'm scared, but I be doing it though.
Yeah, you got to do
So
it scared.
do
Do
it
it
scared.
scared.
It's okay to do it scared. It's okay to do it scared. Just
Yeah.
just keep, if it's really something that you want to do, go ahead and do it, because you were scared at one point. Then now you're not scared no more. So it's okay. You might
Right.
be scared again, but we still gonna do the next
You
step.
still going to do
So
it. Yes.
yeah.
Got to do
But
it.
that's what I have.
Yes, and that is awesome word of advice. I'm so happy to hear your success, and just it really brings me joy to know that in my journey, even through struggles, everything I've learned, I was able to put it together and share it with others like you, who you believed that I knew what I was doing so much
Mhm.
that to teach you. So, it's not just about, me and I have, these resources for everybody. You trusted me, like, okay, I'm going to trust her. She sounds like she knows what she's doing. So that
Well,
just,
you did right by us. You did. You did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited to hear that. And trust me, your story encourages me. I'm hoping, and I know it will encourage others to know that this is not an overnight thing. This is,
Mm-mm.
you're almost 3 years in, almost three
Mhm.
years in, and you're still in there. You're still working. And I tell people, don't quit your job now. One
Don't
thing
quit your
Dr.
job.
Chung is not going to tell anybody is to quit their job.
Yeah.
When that comes, when there's a door of
You'll know it.
opportunity, you'll know it, right?
Mhm.
And you have to, check everything, make sure the finances are good before you take that step. But with also being said, you have to know when to walk through those doors. when
Mhm.
when when those doors are opening, I feel like I don't want to be preaching on here tonight,
No, you
but
right.
when God
Lead
opens those
me, Lord.
doors, you
Yes.
gotta know when to walk through them. And
Yes.
my story, I knew exactly when God told me it's time to let these jobs go.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I wrote a resignation letter, and 20, that was what, 20, early 2020, before COVID. That was the last time I worked for anyone.
Mhm.
And it was just because it was the right time for me. And so don't look at entrepreneurship as, okay, well, I got to do this because I got to hurry up and quit my job. No, it could be, a whole 3, 4, 5 years before you actually quit your job. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with actually working a job and
Right.
running a business. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. You just have to know when the time is right. Take
Correct.
advantage of the opportunities. Don't let fear keep you from going forward, because there's so many opportunities out there. So definitely, definitely thank you so much, Joy, for
Oh,
sharing your story. So I do want to let everybody know, next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have the Med Spa and IV Hydration Masterclass. It's free. Go ahead and register. The link will be somewhere either in the caption above or below this video, wherever you're watching from. We are almost at capacity, so go ahead and register. Take advantage of that. And I'll be teaching about getting into the med spa IV hydration wellness industry, and so that you can have a success story like Joy, in the success that she has had with her practice. And thank you, Joy, so much for joining
you're
us tonight.
welcome. Can I give a
Yes,
caveat though, real quick?
yes, go ahead.
Okay, so what she was just saying, like her master class, like I said, that really hooked me in. And like I said, my plan was not to do anything like really aesthetics or IV hydration, to be honest. But there was a portion in some of your classes where you really just dropped some knowledge on the wellness slash aesthetic industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, like as a business owner, like you gotta be thinking about pivoting at all
Yes,
times of the day.
yes,
So
yes.
I just wanted to share that, like that wasn't my original idea, but like I have added those services on
There you
and
go.
it's been very beneficial.
Yes. I can't say that the thing that what I started doing when I opened my practice, I have added to that. I have taken away some things.
Mhm.
But I found what worked for me in my business.
Correct. Yeah.
And I'm trying to be the expert in what I know and what
Mhm.
I do. I'm not trying to be jack of all trades. So yeah, the one thing about what I learned in starting a business is that it wasn't until I actually started the business that I started to see those doors and those opportunities come about. Because
Mhm.
when you're trying to figure it all out before you start, you really can't see the big picture. You
Yeah.
cannot see the big picture. And it wasn't until I actually got in and started doing things, meeting people, that's when I was like, well, I can make that a service. Oh, I can
Right.
I can offer that as a service. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I could do that.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. And I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
change it for anything. I don't know about anybody else. I know
Same.
you probably feel the same.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't change it.
definitely I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And it's
Yes. All right.
also okay, in my opinion, like because sometimes I felt like, dang, like this isn't what I thought I was doing at first. Like, is it
Yeah.
okay for me to switch? It's okay.
It's
Yeah, it's
okay.
okay. You're a
It's
business
okay.
owner now, so you got to think
Right.
like
You can
that.
do whatever you want. That's the
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it. And you may think, well, that wasn't my original plan. That's
Mhm.
not what I was supposed to be doing. It's okay to make changes. It's
Right.
okay to branch off and do something different than what you imagined or what you thought you were capable of. It's
Mhm.
totally okay. And the thing is that, why, let's be honest, why would you leave money on the table? Why?
That
Because
part. That
because
part.
it wasn't
'Cause
in
this is
your
a
original
business now.
plan.
Yeah. It's a business now. We
It's a
spending money.
business, right? So you're not gonna leave money on the table. If somebody wants you to, hey, we need this. Can you offer this? See what you could do. Take a class, take a certification course,
I did
learn
that.
about it, and
Mhm.
master it, and say, yeah, I can do that. Let me go ahead and sign that contract. And while you're ready for me, let me go ahead and do some training classes
Yeah,
so I can be able to offer that service, because I'm not going to leave money on the table.
that part.
So definitely. All right. So so excited, but we definitely will get with back with you next year and see how things are, maybe in a couple months.
Yes,
Again,
ma'am.
congratulations to you on your
Thank you so
upcoming
much.
graduation with your DNP. That's so exciting. So you did that. You started a business, you were getting your
Then went
DNP
back to school. Like,
and
who am
working a
I?
job. I mean, like, listen, I feel
Yeah.
like us, and I have a wide audience, but I definitely can relate being a nurse practitioner, having a DNP. We are resilient. We do things that I'm like, how many more letters can I add to my name? Let me see what else I can do. And that's what I love about nursing and healthcare is that there's just the possibilities are endless.
Mhm.
Endless, yes.
Yep.
All right. So thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to check us out, IBAN, International Business Association for Nurses, on all social media platforms, as well as myself, Dr. Jessica Chung. And as well as be sure to register for that free masterclass, Med Spa and IV Hydration Masterclass coming up on February 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Joy, thank you again for joining us. And
Thank
we
you.
will be signing out. Thank
All
you.
right. See you.